Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
And my name is Paul Rowe.
And as always, with us is the Grand Chameleon, old DJ Swirl, working the controls in the background. With the better camera than both hosts of the show.
You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
No, I got to. This is crisp. Well, before we get rocking and rolling, let's give a couple shout outs. I'd like to give a shout out to Gorilla Gains. That's gorilla-gains with a Z.com. Check them out. They are a high quality.
Bless you.
It wasn't They are Gorilla Gains. They are a high-quality fitness apparel company. They also make great equipment to help keep you safe while you train. Check them out and use the discount code JAKE15 to save you 50% on your entire order. While we're at it, I give a shout-out to Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com. And to help us out, here's Warhorse.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Royalty Nutrition. Check them out. They are a great supplement company that doesn't skimp on using. They don't skip. They don't use bullshit in their supplement. They don't use bullshit in their formulations. Check them out. Use the discount code 37HAKE to save you 15% on your entire order. While we're at it again, I'll give a shout out to FitOps. That's the fitops.org. The FitOps Foundation is a not-for-profit organization that helps veterans rediscover their purpose after their active duty military training. Check them out, and if you're looking for a nonprofit to donate to, it's fitops.org/donate. Paul, tell them something good.
All right. Well, first I'm going to go and start off with Advanced Physical Therapy. Advanced Physical Therapy, it's located over off of Higley and Pecos over in South Gilbert. If you're looking to get out of pain, not using any kind of pain pills or anything else to substitute the pain, I highly recommend Mandy, the lead physical therapist there, and their staff is incredible. I have another appointment this coming Friday, and they're the reason why I'm staying out of back pain. Next, I'm going to go and give a shout out to my brother Kyle Summers, who is a therapist over at Purpose Healing Center. Purpose Healing Center is a addiction specialty rehabilitation center located out in Scottsdale. If you want to check them out, it's purposehealingcenter.com. And Kyle, again, my brother Kyle Summers, he's incredible. I've known him for about 5 years now, and I love him to death. And last shout I'm going to give out to is the Pigeon Coop. It's where I first got sober. And my old men's group that I used to go to is, I apologize, I'm blanking out on this. I know I did this last week.
Fifth Dimension, Paul.
Thank you. Is it Fourth Dimension?
Fourth Dimension.
Yes.
OMG, guys. What's going on?
It was 4D. That's right. Fourth Dimension. That was my old men's home group. That was all men's on 6:30 Sunday nights. And they have a variety of meetings that they have. If you go ahead and look online, pigeoncoop.org, highly recommend checking them out. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to Buy to Buy Studios. If it wasn't for Buy to Buy and our beautiful Ryan Harvey, aka DJ Swirl, we wouldn't be able to have this podcast. So from the depths of my heart, I thank you so much for allowing us to do this. If you're looking for an incredible opportunity to reach out to other people with doing a podcast, I highly recommend looking out for Buy to Buy Studios. Jake, that's all I got, brother.
Well, thank you. Man, My brain is just mush. It's mush right now, and I apologize, guys.
And why is your brain mush? What's going on? Talk to us.
Well, I didn't really get into my mental space like I try to do before each episode this time around.
Oh, what? Because you're a parent?
Because I'm a parent, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
What does that mean, getting into your mental space?
I always try and like do something that's like calm and relax a little bit before we sit down and do this. Because sometimes we get into stuff that's like heavy. So I like to be,
Right.
Brain rested a little bit at least. It was a little hard today, but it is what it is sometimes.
Hey, you've been dealing with my ass for the last 6 weeks. I think we're all right. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm eating on our show right now.
Well,
My
it's not.
fiance went out with Ryan's wife, and they went out for sushi to my all-time favorite spot of the world. And so I asked her to bring me home a couple rolls. And right as we're starting this, she came home, and I literally haven't eaten since noon. I've been waiting for this meal, so I apologize.
Dude, at least you're not. It's not crunching, and you're not
No,
like you were that. A year and a half ago, when we had to have
Yeah.
the stop eating on the camera conversation.
I remember. I recall.
Is your beverage? Does your beverage next to you have a lid on it?
No, it's open. Just water.
Oh. Hey Ryan, get this.
Yes,
So I
sir.
went over to see Paul. Right, we talked about this last week,
Yes,
and
we did.
I spilled
Yes, we did.
What did you spill and where?
Dr. Pepper on his living room carpet.
Oh my.
White carpet.
And is this like just an oops moment, or
Oh yeah, no, I
complete
picked up the
negligence.
I palmed the top of the old Whataburger cup because that's where I stopped, and then like the styrofoam didn't mesh well, and then my fingers then were on top of just the lid, and it went.
so you gorilla gripped the top part and the rest of it?
Yeah,
Freedom.
yeah, and it's like you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and make a mess?
And so does that make you feel like are you one with Paul now because you guys have that common bond, and you did it at his
Yeah.
house?
One and the same.
I like that.
Well, see now, Ryan. Now you got to come over to my house and spill something so we get the circle.
Well, no, I'm not a spiller in general. I just
Well, I'm usually not either, but it was the God's will.
no.
So-
You were in the presence. It's like when you play a sport with someone else who like is problematic, and then you wound up playing to their level. You were on Paul's home court, and so it's spilling stuff is just a natural thing. So you felt welcome, and you just in that space, and you had no issue.
And I was like, "Fuck this carpet." That's it.
It's like that episode of Friends when Rachel moves into Joey's place, and she freaks out because she spills spaghetti, and it's like, "Oh, don't even worry about it. We spill here all the time." Yeah,
That was
I didn't think you guys were gonna get that reference.
that was quite the dated reference. There is a
Yeah.
reunion show coming up, so I'll give you that. But
I know, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Paul, you are legit excited about the Friends reunion?
Oh, you have no idea. Like, I'm not kidding. I can still remember waiting every Thursday for the next episode to come out.
Wow.
Yeah, like I love that show. Like that show got me through a lot of shit back in my early 20s.
Jake, can you relate? Like I think I know more than I would like to, simply because one of my good friends in high school, she was like into it heavy, had the board game, had the collector DVD set, like could like Paul just did, just verbatim grab something out of left field and So I got used to understanding. So I know what he's talking about. I can't just pull that out of thin air, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's shows that I could.
You strike me more as a Seinfeld type of guy.
Nah.
No, like the only episodes of Seinfeld I really remember is like, obviously Festivus.
Good episode.
So mid to late '90s sitcoms, is that what we're talking about right now? Like what is Jake's what does Jake's persona, what show would be entertaining to him? I
Jake,
can't.
you were born in what, 89?
88.
88.
So when Friends and all this was going down, you were where?
Mhm.
You were how old?
You would have been 3 or 4.
When the show first came out.
Yeah, 91 is when it came out.
Yeah, you know a lot about that show, sir.
Bro, I own all the seasons on DVD and I still
Ah.
own them to this day.
NS Bat 37 has just said that Jake looks like a Parks and Rec person, and I completely agree.
Oh,
I am a
yeah,
Parks-
definitely.
Well, so that's Nate. That's and Nate and I used to skip class at Mesa Community College and go get El Patron burritos from
Filiberto's?
Costa?
Filiberto's, and we'd go back to my apartment and we'd watch Parks and Recreation.
And then take turns with uncontrollable diarrhea?
No, we'd take naps. We'd take naps. This is back when we were young and our
Oh, you
bodies
could,
were
you could take it, yeah.
just take the abuse.
Yes.
That's the one with Chris Pratt, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I need to watch that show. Right now, I've been binging The League. That show is funny as shit.
I love that show.
That is a really good show.
Yeah, I'm in the 4th season right now.
What's his name ended up being real problematic.
Who?
Nick Kroll?
No, Chalupa Batman's dad.
Oh, Steve Ranzozzi?
Yeah.
Really? What did he do?
Well, so he's a stand-up comedian too, like the
Right.
rest of them. But he had a big story about how he was in one of the towers that was hit during 9/11 and how he got away from it and got out, and that was not true at all.
Fabricated. I remember that.
Yeah.
Why would you lie about that?
Why would you?
That is
Well,
a clout
like-
case that nobody cares about.
Well, so he's explained it, but what I think happened was he was workshopping a joke, and it snowballed into
A
I have to
core
live
memory?
this. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about when you convince yourself of a thing, whether it be the truth or a lie. And then
well, so I think he was just trying to, make something work on stage, and then it turned into people believed it, and then it turned into more people came to hear this survivor of the 9/11 terrorist attack, and then his star started to rise, and he was just like, well, might as well write it.
well, that's an issue of integrity.
That's definitely an issue of integrity.
So fuck that. But okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not just defending him. I'm just trying to think of the mental process of like what happened.
No, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. Because he's a funny person, and outside of that one thing, he's probably a decent person. So
Yeah.
no, it's fair to
He is-
give him some sort of leeway, but to do that to do it in the public space and then to monetize it is thumbs down.
Shitty. Well, and then his act wasn't really bad either. It talked about how he and his wife had a weed dealer and just regular like dad jokes, but like dad that smokes weed jokes. So I mean, he was not necessarily a wholesome 100% comedian, but he was a generally not like dirty comic either. Kind of, I don't know. Hey, but The League's a good show.
It is a good show.
Speaking of Nick Kroll, have you watched that?
The animated show.
Oh yeah, what the fuck is that called?
I watched.
Talking about the new one, Mook.
No, it's a show about
Teenage Hormones.
kids going through puberty.
Yeah, I watched
And
the
it's
first.
animated?
Yeah, I watched the first season of it. I think I started watching part of the second season, or there was like a special or something. I remember watching that. But yeah, I follow Nick Kroll. I think he is that quirky, dark, hilarious style comedy.
His sketch show was great.
Yeah.
I appreciate him though. Like he knew when to be like, all right, I'm not making any more of this shit.
Well, yeah, because when you have a deal like that and you're doing it all yourself, like, you know, his thumbprint was all over that show, and he had, you know, the familiar faces that helped him out. But yeah, you only do that as long as you need to until you get something that's actually paying you.
Yep.
So, and then if he gets that on, you know, Hulu, like I think is what it is, or Netflix, then it, you know, it goes into technically syndication, and then he makes money. It's very small, but he makes money off of that, you know, in perpetuity. So it's a good look.
I didn't know he wrote that show.
Dude, that show.
Bro, it gets a little dirty, man. Like, there's some episodes.
A little?
where it's like, holy shit, there's a threshold, and then there's the league, dude. And it's like, whoa.
Dude,
The name of the show is Big Mouth.
Big Mouth. Yeah. There it is.
Is it?
But yeah, there are several people in that show that are also in the league, because they're like, you know, they're all friends and, you know, just part of that network. And so I know Jordan Peele plays the ghost of Duke Ellington, I think.
Yep. Yeah.
And who's the other cat who is in the league? He's the crazy dude, the big hair.
Oh, Ralphie?
Ralphie.
Rafi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what his actual name is, but he is hilarious as well.
That dude, everything he is in, he plays the same character in everything. But
yeah, he's definitely typecast. He's most definitely typecast, but it's like Jim Carrey. You look forward to it when you see it.
Well, like his spot in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Have you seen those?
Yes.
No, I've heard that show's funny as shit.
That show's so goddamn good.
My brother told me about it.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Yep.
Is his name.
It takes a lot for me to like really laugh out loud at a show multiple times. The show's
Really?
fucking great. Yes.
All right. I'll have to
It
do that
is.
show next then.
Fucking great. See? Nate agrees. I've got the whole setup here. Got the twatter, the twitch, the
Yes,
float.
Your typing is quite loud.
Oh, that's my mouse. No, so I have to get a new mouse. My daughter has finally slammed mine enough to the point where it doesn't work, so I have to use the pad on the Chromebook. She's a saint. God love her. I'm sure she'll be in here in about 10 minutes.
Now, which daughter would that be? Because you have multiple.
Oh, Ruth.
Oh, gotcha. That's
Yeah,
what
and
I thought it was, but just wanted to make sure.
And I've been trying to, make sure my stuff is away and out of her, like, space. So, but I'll sit down and I'll be typing my my diets and training programs for folks, and I figure out that I can't do that while she's awake. Because she takes and she closes my Chromebook, and then stands on it. So I've got dents along the back side of this fucking thing. And then every once in a while, the screen will start to freak out because she's pushed something into something where it doesn't belong. It's pretty great.
I bet that makes you feel awesome.
Man, it's only a cool like grand.
Captain Crypto, that's nothing to you.
Hey, just because I'm balling out of control doesn't mean I forgot where I came from. That fucking hurts. Dude.
Speaking of money, dude, my best friend, he's in the service industry. I'm not gonna say where, but he made $1,100 last night. 8
Jesus
hours,
Christ.
walked out with $1,100. One table had a tab of $5,200, and they tipped him $1,250. One of the bottles of wine that they opened was $2,200 for a bottle of wine.
Speaking of never forgetting where you come from.
Fuck.
Holy shit!
Yikes.
I've actually sat the big kids down, because I mean, like we don't like talk about money, because I mean we're honestly not hurting for anything. But I've told them all, as if I ever become just ridiculously rich, you'll never know. And they're like, but why? I don't understand. Blah. I said, you'll never know. Why would? I'm not really a big material kind of guy. Like I'm not really a.
I mean, the Peloton behind you might say otherwise, but
what? My wife bought that.
Your guys' money is the same, bro. I know that you're going to. We've had this discussion before, but you have a Peloton behind you. Come on, Jake.
Yeah. Hey. But you catch me wearing the same clothes, no haircut, scraggly beard, buying socks once every 5 years because they finally got enough pairs with holes in it. I need to re-up.
So you won't talk about it. We'll just see through Brittany's actions.
Yeah. Brittany's just balling out, driving.
She's the extension of what your worth actually is.
With her driver and shit. I mean, no, if I've always said, if I ever end up with a bunch of money, I'm just going to disappear. I'm not going to tell anybody shit. Just delete all my social media, change my phone number, and move to my island, and just never be heard from again.
Money won't change me.
No, I'm gonna revert back to nature.
But nature doesn't. In nature, money isn't a thing. So
exactly,
it's kind of a. Okay.
Go buy my island. Build my shelter. Never wear pants again. The dream, gentlemen.
The dream to live off the grid, man.
Britt and I were talking about it.
If I wouldn't do an island, I would do a ranch up in Montana.
Britt and I were talking about that, and we're thinking about I want a farm, like a real farm.
See, I want a ranch. A farm is cool, but I think I would do better with a ranch.
Would you like to explain further, sir?
I'm not I don't got that great of a good of a green thumb, so I wouldn't know how to handle the soil, what to plant. As far as animals go, I'm really good with animals, and I could handle taking care of them and raising the livestock and taking care of the necessary needs of the house and all of that. So that, to me, is what the difference would be. Every time I look at your hat, dude, I think it's an Angels hat, and I get super upset.
Well, I'm just here to upset you, so stay triggered, bitch. Bye. I was telling Ryan about my XFL.com shopping spree that I laughed and went on.
You're what?
my XFL.com shopping spree that I went on.
What is that?
The XFL.
Never heard of it.
I'll let you Google, buddy. It's a it was another professional football league.
It was a wrestling football league, essentially.
Not the second time around. Not the second time around.
Okay. XFL. I'll have to check
Yeah,
it out.
that last time around was actually pretty cool to watch. They didn't have any of the ridiculous shit and like porn stars on the sidelines. But and he hate me's long since retired.
And so I'm assuming the hat that you're wearing is one of those teams?
Yes, this is the Houston Roughnecks. And so they shut down, COVID shut down their season. And then they ceased football operations. And then Dwayne Johnson's and his ex-wife, Danny, bought it.
Whoa. So they had a 2021, or they are, are they having a 2021 season?
I don't know. That's originally when I went to the website to go see, because I hadn't seen any announcements about it or anything. But then I saw that they had like all the other team stuff like on, Omega sale. So I was like, yeah. So I got some Roughneck stuff, and I got some St. Louis Battlehawk stuff.
Nice. Because Titan Games is still going on, right? Is that their show?
Yes.
Dwayne Johnson? Okay.
Yes. What was her name? I knew someone that was on the show.
Really?
Yeah. I never watched it, but I knew someone that was on the show.
I haven't watched an episode either.
I met her through Bree, who we had on the show.
Mm-hmm.
She's a Army nurse and a figure competitor. Let me find her real quick. And her fiance met on this show.
Oh, that's cool.
What's her fucking? Goddamn, what's her fucking name? Whatever, it'll pop up eventually, and I'll have a 4 years down the line, I'll ask if you remember a conversation I had, and
That's all right. No worries.
the hell is her name? Whatever's. Anyways, so how are you feeling, Paul? You bouncing back?
You know what? I'm actually doing good. Last couple days, I've gotten good sleep. Had sex last night for the first time in God knows how long. And I worked out for the last 2 days, gone to the gym yesterday and today. Woke up at 6 o'clock this morning to go to the gym with Dez. Had my therapist appointment on Tuesday, my psychiatrist appointment on Monday. My therapist has me journaling now every day, and I have to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for every day as well. And I actually went to church for the first time in God knows how long on Sunday.
Did you go to which denomination did you roll the dice and walk through the doors?
It's a non-denominational.
Okay.
It's located, it's called Church of the Nations off of Arizona and Ray.
Church of the Nations.
Church of the Nations, Chandler.
Now, outside looking in, that sounds like it would have been founded by Native Americans.
You know what? I figured, so you know who Jeff is.
Yeah.
He came over on Thursday, and we had about a 3-4 hour talk. and it was incredible. It was just nice. He was supposed to stay the night, but something else happened where he had to leave, and I think we talked about this on Friday. But our conversation, it led me to the choice of, you know what? It's not that my back's up against the ropes, but I just wanted to restore my faith, because there was a point in time in my life where I did have my faith, who I choose to believe God, and I was happy, and I wanted to restore that faith. And so I stepped way outside my comfort zone and went to church, and it was an incredible experience. The message was loud and clear, which allowed me to have a good conversation with my psychiatrist and my therapist. The only thing that I'm a little bit upset about, which my therapist reminded me of, I got to reach out to my psychiatrist, is my memory loss. I need to figure out if that's a seizure thing or if it's related to the medication I'm on or what. So I got to reach out to my psychiatrist next week when we have our appointment. But other than that, this is the third day I've woken up with good sleep, feeling good. Like, I'm not afraid to use that term anymore, because I think for the, like, especially Monday and Tuesday, I was afraid to even say I'm feeling good because I felt I didn't deserve that. And I feel good, and I'm in good spirits that things are gonna go up from here.
Good, man. Good.
I got yoga tomorrow morning at 9:45.
Nice. Yoga rules.
I'm not looking forward to it with how sore I am with my abs. So I did chest, and I did back, and I did abs, and then I jogged for 2 miles on the treadmill for both days, and I am sore as fuck.
Can't believe you said the J word in my presence.
What the what? Oh, jog. Yeah, I found out that it's not a good idea to jog in grass and Converse. Not a good idea at all. Almost twisted my ankle about 4 times. And God forbid I call up Desiree and be like, hey, guess what? Gotta go to the hospital again.
Take me back to the hospital. But you know what, Paul? I'm proud of you for learning. You're doing it, buddy.
That. Thank you. Yeah, and I've been of service to Donovan, which has been cool. I've learned a lot. He has Mondays and Wednesdays off, and we've been doing a lot of work on his Subaru. It's got a Subaru WRX, and we're changing out his shift plate. And I got to learn about the transmission and C-clamps and linkage, and it was cool, man, just being a part. The asphalt was hot as fuck working underneath the car, or underneath the car was fine, but getting down sucked. But other than that, it was cool. Like, he took me out. Like, today, he took me out to Postino's. Like, each day that I've helped him, he's taken me out to go eat. It's been awesome just getting out of the house, not sitting on the couch like I was, like me and Donovan were talking about today, like, for 2 weeks straight, man. Like, I was at the point where I had watched everything on Prime, watched everything on Netflix. I was completely numb the fuck out. I wanted to stay on the couch. I wanted everything blacked out. When 5 o'clock came around, I hated it because that meant Des was coming home. I didn't want anyone coming around. Like, and it's so good to feel like, all right, that's behind me. There's still a lot of work to be done, but that's behind me.
Good. No, like, I'm glad. But I'm going to have to backtrack a little bit, and I don't mean to dredge up bad feelings or memories, but you said Jeff's coming back around. And last time that we talked about Jeff is you had you and a bunch of other people that you used to be in your group with had some things that you needed to talk to him about. Was that resolved, or is that just something that people kind of just...
It was one other person, and I won't mention names. So you can talk about it later. But It was actually only one other person that we had those issues with, and no, it wasn't brought up. The whole reason why Jeff came out to begin with was so originally back in the day, Jeff had he had 5 sponsees, and every week on Thursday we would go meet at Jeff's house and do big book study, and it became just a thing for it was like a tight little family. We'd have dinner and then we'd discuss a big book and just collaborate, and it was a great time. Well, one of those individuals has been trying to get sober for the last 16 years and has not been able to put together any type of time, would relapse, and coke was his drug of choice. And so he just got a year. And so last week Jeff flew out and wanted to present, because he wasn't necessarily his sponsor but more of a co-sponsor. And of course I'm going to be there because he's a brother of mine and I love him to death, and so I wanted to go give my support in it as well. So no, it was not brought up to bring it back to the original question. I probably could have brought it up if he would have stayed the night, but unfortunately another close friend of his wife up north had reached out, and I guess her husband was really bad in the blues, so he had to not stay with me and go be of service over there.
Okay. No, I was just curious because I remember that was weighing on you pretty heavy.
It was. I think just maybe I just been so self-indulged in my own shit. I haven't thought about it until just now with you bringing it up. But it does make sense why a certain individual didn't show up to that 1-year anniversary.
Yeah. No, I mean, because from the way you made it sound like this was someone that you no longer maybe wanted to keep around. That's why I was bringing it up. That's why I thought you like resolved it out. You know,
No,
I'm not trying to talk. I'm not trying to talk shit or anything. I'm just trying to get some clarity on this.
No. I do. No, you're not talking shit at all. I think it was just I was in a good space at the time that we had our conversations, so maybe in a roundabout way it was resolved without talking about it. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't know. But I felt that we were both in a good place and we had a really good conversation, and he allowed me to think in a different perspective when I went to my therapy appointment on Monday, and like I really shed some emotions on that therapy appointment, dude. Like shit got real. And
No, I mean, good. Listen, I'm glad you are feeling safe enough somewhere with somebody to where you can let that shit out and have them help guide you through it.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
well, the best way I'm sure I've said it on here before, and I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but the way I've always used the analogy is I need somebody to navigate me through my brain as a park ranger would navigate a group of people through a forest. They know where the bridges are. They know where the animals are. They know where the poison oak is. They know where to go, where not to go. I need somebody that, because my brain, it's like that song I showed you. I'm like a rat trapped in a maze, and every wall I knock down, I build up another one.
We're referring to Falling in Reverse,
Monster.
Popular Monster. Have you ever listened to them, Ryan, at all?
Negative.
Ryan Radke, right?
Rodney.
Rodney Radke is a lyrical savant, and he dabbles in multiple genres at the same time.
Mhm.
He was originally in a band called Pierce the Veil,
Nope. Escape the Fate.
No, Escape the Fate. It's a whole different band. But and then he went to prison for it was involving assault when he was on probation.
Mhm.
I think there was a firearm involved or something. And then the band dropped him like a bad habit because they still needed to, make their albums and tour and make their, contract stipulations and things. And while in prison, he just started writing and putting a band together. And then when he got out, Falling in Reverse came in out. And musically and lyrically, they are a very, very cool band. He talks about how, he's gone through his anger management and goes to his therapy and does everything he can to be a good dad now, and how he's sober. And just I love that band. They're good. They're just good.
They're incredible.
And his
I think it's the greatest fuck you to Escape the Fate that they're no longer. I mean, they're around, but they haven't put out an album in God knows how long. And Falling in Reverse, it just keeps going up and up and up.
Well, so he went and redid "I'm Not a Vampire." Have you heard that yet?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
I know. Have you seen the videos of any of the shit?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Dude, I'm a diehard wrestling fan, and his girlfriend is Paige.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Of course I saw that video.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, Ryan, if you want to know what I'm going through in life, go ahead and look up Falling in Reverse, Popular Monster. And I swear to God, Rodney wrote that song for me.
Okay.
Yep.
I was driving from my therapy appointment last week, heard this song 1,000 times. And all of a sudden, I'm like actually listening to the song. And I'm like, oh my God. And I fucking texted Jake. You're the only person I texted actually, because I was like, do I text people? Do I not? I don't want to seem like I'm trying to like seek attention. But Jake was the only person I sent it to. I was like, Jake, do you listen to this song? This is it. And I sent it to Jake, and he's like, yep.
I just realized what we just did. We just had a 13-year-old girl talking about our favorite emo band moment, like at the sleepover.
Yep.
Wait, what?
You've never heard that? Like little preteen teenage girls talking about, oh my God, I can't believe you listen
you guys sound like Swifties right now.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift fans, this is what they sound like talking about Taylor Swift. Oh my God, do I send it to somebody? I don't know, but it's me. It's me in a song.
Oh, now I get it. God, it took me like a minute to understand. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
But you guys are adorable.
I've seen them live, and they're incredible.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Me and Donovan saw them at the last Warped Tour out here. Saw them. Was what?
No, go on. I was just thinking.
No, it was them, I Prevail, All That Remains, Atreyu, Avenged Sevenfold, shit. Oh my God, what the hell? It's got a really high-pitched voice. I can see the video in my head.
Sleeping with Sirens.
Yes, thank you. Yep, saw them. He also did a song with Pierce the Veil, which I also saw. That's the only bands I can remember. It was a dope show. It was hot as fuck, though. So it was in
You're hot
August.
as fuck.
Ooh. Speaking of which, I left my ego and my my expectations at the door when I went to the gym yesterday.
Good.
And I worked out and I was like, holy shit, dude, like I was expecting like to like start from square one, but I'm like starting at second base. I was pretty stoked about that. Like I thought my strength had gone all the way down, but it hadn't, which I'm kind of stoked about because I'm getting right back into the beginning of getting the correct form, full range. Like today, I was doing my ski motions for my back. It was just nice, simple motions. But yeah, it was. I give myself 3 months, and I'll probably be where I want to be.
Well, good. Sorry, there's a moth.
That's all right. That's why you get a
I'm in
cat.
No.
No, not at all. No.
Nope. Dude, I'm allergic to cats. I'm not going to invite something in my house that I'm not going to. Having asthma doesn't mean you're allergic to cats.
Yeah, I'm allergic to their dandruff.
Okay. Was it? I'm not going to invite someone in my house that's willingly trying to kill me. You know? And then also, like, I'll wake up and it's staring at me or some weird shit. I don't need that in my life.
Oh yeah, and cats are assholes.
Assholes. I am the asshole of this domain. I don't need any more competition. My daughter,
That is a bar.
my oldest daughter, gives me a run for my money already. I don't need any more.
Speaking of, is there any news on the front of the boyfriend?
Oh, it's a girlfriend.
Okay, so
Yep.
it had sex.
She.
Has been
This is a she. Yeah.
she.
Yeah. Yeah, because when she had brought it up before, it was she had heard the non-binary person liked her. But I guess her and this other girl are friends.
Remind me who we're talking about again?
Oh, number one, Scarlett.
Gotcha.
Last week had a non-binary, which I never heard that term before. Had interest in Scarlett.
Mm-hmm. Dude, so they've been friends for a while. This is like one of her best friends at school, right?
The non-binary person.
No, the
A
girlfriend.
different person.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, so I'm giving them a ride back from school, and because like it's complicated. I don't think their dad knows. I don't think her dad knows. Okay,
Got it.
so they went and they spent the night one weekend, and I was like, so she gets down, we're just driving, we're shooting the shit, and I go, and first of all, it's some bullshit that you get to stay the night at your girlfriend's house when I could never stay the night at my girlfriend's house. That's bullshit. She goes, no, it's not, because I'm responsible and you're not. Fuck.
Well played. Well played.
Boom. Dude, if you ever get that kid talking and you get her in a shit talk mood, she's got a little bit of that fire tongue in her. It's like she's
Got that edge.
dude, when she's not being an asshole to Brittany, we just like riff. But like she's at that age where like mom doesn't know anything, dad doesn't know anything. But I'm stepdad, so we can, I'm cool if I'm not handing out discipline. So it's like we'll just sit there and just back and forth. She is fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Like I've got like I've said it before, but I've gotten so lucky with the big kids. They're all so good, and their personalities are so unique and cool. I mean,
That's
this
awesome.
is yeah, man. We're poor Mila. We're trying to teach her context clues.
What is that?
Well, like when you say to go do something, and then she's like, "But what's that?" But so like this. How much is that? It's like, well, look at it. What? she's got SoCal beach girl brain, and she's been born and raised in Arizona.
Oh no. Oh no.
So my biggest thing, she'll do something airheaded, and I give her two things. I'll just look at her and I'll go, God, you're so pretty, and I'll just go about whatever else I was doing, and then I'll look at her and do you remember the big burn we'd give Shannon all the time? Bryce's Shannon.
No.
It was always, I bet you can't push a pillow down. When you
No,
lay down
I
at night, oh yeah, it was always, when you lay down at night, does the pillow push down? So I'll look at her and do that, and she'll go, because your, then I'll go, because your head's light.
No, I don't think I ever heard you guys say
Oh
that
man.
before.
Oh my God, we said that to Shannon all the time, and poor Shannon. Remember, Bryce got that California King Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he got the Tempur-Pedic pillows.
Yep.
Shannon couldn't sleep on the Tempur-Pedic pillows because her head couldn't push the pillow down enough, so she'd have a crick in her neck. So she had to get her own pillows.
Oh, man. Oh, shit, that's awesome. God, they've been together for like, what, 10 years?
Gotta be shit.
That's been a long time.
Been a long time. Because I remember when we first started coming down here, Bryce was just laying pipe across the valley. Probably one of the best plumbers that's ever been out here.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. And then he met Shannon, and it was he met Shannon, and it was all over. Like that.
Yep. I remember thinking that when we were hanging out at Ryan's house. I was like, oh yeah, dude, this guy is done. It's over.
It's over. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think that was like 08, 09. Maybe
See, I got
2010?
I got out of the Marine Corps in 2010.
So then
And I think
2011?
Well, I think Shannon started showing up because he had that. So he was dating Allie. He and Allie broke
Who was
up.
the hippie chick?
Are you talking about Kyle's ex?
Yeah,
That was Jade.
Jade. That's right.
Yeah. Man, no, the worst was when Kyle was kind of starting to see that go-go dancer, that tall blonde. She did. I can't remember her name, but she danced at Margarita Rocks and a couple other clubs on Mill.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Real pretty girl. We had the same birthday, but so they weren't like dating, and Jade was just breaking up with whoever she was dating, and her and Kyle were like vibing. And this go-go dancer girl, because we were at the library before it was Blondie's, right? So this go-go girl said, well, let me see your phone. And Kyle's like, she won't be able to figure this out. But she had the same phone. and this is before like there was just put a lock on your screen, like the OGs. She went right through it, went right to his text messages. All of a sudden, drinks were flying. She was yelling and screaming. She punched him in the face. Like,
That's how.
Man.
Do you remember that bartender Jenna, that Margarita Rocks, that blonde one, the tall chick? Were you around when I was hooking up with the go-go dancer Sophie?
no. I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
Okay, so I was seeing both at the same time, and Jenna found out the bartender, and we were upstairs, and I was getting ready to open up, and she found out and slapped me across the face. I looked at her, and for a split second, I almost grabbed her by the throat and threw over the fucking edge. I was like, "You ever fucking touch me again, I will fucking kill you." And that was the end of it with her. And then I ended up staying with the go-go dancer for like 6 months.
So you were double dipping in Company Inc.
At that time,
At
triple.
work, yeah, at
Yeah.
work, bro.
That's
Yeah,
the
no,
standard
No.
standard don't shit where you eat clause.
Oh, yeah. I've learned that lesson. Absolutely.
That's why Ryan and I haven't ran off together.
Touche. If you excuse me, gentlemen, just need to run to the restroom real quick.
Okay. Have a good poop.
Yep.
Well,
That's what it is.
hey.
That's what it is.
Hey there, Mr. Harvey.
Hey there, sir. Let me see if I can. There we go.
There you are. Hey, buddy. Hi.
What's going on?
Man, just life.
Yeah, tell me
It's
about it,
life.
man. I had some relatives that I have not seen since Christmas 3 years ago. They flew into town today. They are going to the Grand Canyon, and they are hiking it all the way. They're staying in a cabin for 2 days, and then they're hiking all the way back. So they are coming back. They're going to be out here basically for a week, and so they came through, and we all met up at the hotel near the airport, and there's probably about 14 or 15 of us, and so we just shot the shit for 3 hours because they all came in at different times, and so it was some cousins, some aunts and uncles that I hadn't seen in a long time, and my girls, like I think they've all met Rylan when she was really little, but they have definitely not met Anna, and they were soaking it up, man. It was amazing to see.
And it's just from white side or black side?
White side.
Okay.
Yep.
So, let's.
Which
Yeah.
it's funny you mentioned that because they were just talking about stories, and so it was my Aunt Dana and my Aunt Debbie. Debbie is basically my mom, but more conservative. And then Dana is the youngest of 6, and she's like the wild child. So like they still talk shit like sisters do, and so
Mhm.
they were talking about this guy who is a relative of theirs who is like creepy, and so they were talking like she was bringing up basically just old trauma, and then my Aunt Dana found pictures of him on Facebook and was like, and so she was showing to him, and so she was like, he has him blocked on Facebook and on social media, so she can't see him, and he'll like randomly like some of her dog pictures. Who has his own Instagram account? Yeah, so it's like it's this really weird situation, and so she told me a story about how they were at a wedding, and she said it was during the 70s, and he came up to her and like asked her to dance, but it was like incredibly uncomfortable, and so she said, I can't think of the song, and I immediately started smiling because in my mind, if that happens, like whatever song is playing is going to like slow down and get real eerie because it's like a nightmare, and so without us having any conversation about this ever before, she's like, well, you're a DJ, you might know it. I said it's one of 2 songs, and I said I think it's "You Look Wonderful Tonight" by Eric Clapton, and she goes, that's it. And it was like it snowballed into this huge story that was just so funny. But yeah, it was great to be able to like to reconnect and especially post COVID because they've all been vaxxed and everybody lives in different states and so they have their own story of their COVID vaccination situation and yeah, there's some and a couple of the guys that they showed me they have Confederate flags on their posts and those are my second
Yeah.
cousins, so it's like yeah, it's just another reminder of what that is and how close that is. So yeah, it was very interesting, but very very good.
That reminds me.
conversation.
That reminds me. I gotta call Travis. He had a kid like a month ago, and I'm a terrible piece of shit cousin.
And who's Travis?
Travis is my one of my mixed cousins who I love dearly. Like
Yeah.
he's a year younger than me. I'll have to find the picture of us standing there with our bow ties on. We were like, toddlers.
Sure.
But I fucking love that guy. Yeah, I mean, so he's got a lot of stuff like that, like you're dealing with your second cousins and
Yeah.
from his uncles,
Yeah.
his crazy toothless weirdo uncles.
Yeah.
He and that was I mean that's I never grew up with like hate in my heart for somebody just because they could tan better. So
I mean, my melanin is like you can't see it, but like
It's
there's
showing.
a distinct line between the top and bottom of my head. My melanin is popping right now.
popping.
Yeah, it's like, and then they were just talking about because my mom's side of the family is from South Bend, and so they're like half of South Bend. We're related to half of South Bend, and so it's like it's got that like incestuous vibe to it too. So it's like, man, your history just gets, man. It's like school, man. The history they teach you, then the history you learn about. You're just like, they are not the same thing. So it's there. It's close.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, and that's another reason why I've become more of I've actually become more of a fan of Spike Cohen post presidential election.
Yeah.
So he's a Jewish dude that married a black lady. So he gets the education hitting him in the face all the time.
He could.
And
He could.
well, I mean, but like,
They're not a monolith, so it's not like he's getting the whole education. He's getting an education.
right. No, but I'm saying like, but I appreciate him how he's not just one-sided on everything.
Okay.
Like when it's like he calls out bullshit for bullshit, no matter who it's happening to, kind of thing. And I really appreciate that. That's all I'm saying. I've become more of a fan of his post.
Yeah.
But
You just turn a fan on or your AC?
the AC just kicked on.
Yeah.
Did you see what I put it up in my story? But Liberty Drew, who we had on,
No.
man. So so they're interviewing that guy to be the ATF commissioner, who was proudly a part of Waco back in the day, where all those kids died and shit.
Yeah.
And his comment was, "This dude looks like but did you come became a person?"
Oh my. No, I did not. I remember seeing that in your post, but I didn't put I didn't know who you were talking about, so I didn't make the
Oh
connection.
yeah. Well, so I am a avid fuck the ATF. ATF should be a store, not a federal agency kind of guy.
I feel like I want to darken my my visual right now because this is like, don't put the energy out there, man.
Well, I mean, like, how great would a store be if you walked into alcohol, tobacco, and firearms and they're like, "That's everything I need."
The feds is listening. The feds is watching.
Oh yeah. But I'm not because it's the ATF does something that the FBI is already supposed to be doing. There's just a lot of inefficiency. I see inefficiency and it upsets me. That's about it.
Okay.
You know, and
File
it's
your
like, why,
grievances where they go.
dear Joe Biden,
Yeah,
why are there so many agencies that do the same thing?
because he's
Why does the
responsible.
why does the EPA have a SWAT team?
You would
why does
send,
the
you would send a letter to Biden?
straight
about
up
the
we're tight
ATF?
like that? Yeah, you know.
Okay.
No, but like as there's just a lot of stuff that I don't get, and I think I'd be a lot cooler with. In all honesty, I mean, I'd still disagree with it, but I think I'd be a lot cooler with how the government functions if they would buckle down and be more efficient. Like the fucking post office has a surveillance team. You know, like where they're like just tracking everything you send. I don't know.
At least
just
they are a terrestrial entity.
well, see,
They could be Space Force.
the post office is guaranteed to you in the Constitution of the United States.
Okay.
So there it is.
Okay.
But like, there's just like I'm not a fan of the TSA at all. Like all that is a straight up warrantless search on everybody, which is a violation of.
But why was it enacted?
Assholes.
No, it was enacted because of 9/11. The thing that we started
Right.
talking about at the beginning of this episode.
No, yeah, no,
It was
I'm
a
not.
reaction to, oh shit, they just bombed us with our own plane. You might take strict measures after that, bro.
Well, right, but that should fall on. I think that should fall on the airlines rather than
Okay.
because the TSA
I'm pretty
has
sure
a,
airspace is federal.
no, but I'm talking about like when like coming on to the airplane, coming onto the
Airspace
airline.
and the goings on in the air is a federal issue.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm talking about the company that you pay
No, that's a
to
fact.
take you from point A.
It has to be a
No.
federal responsibility because it's going on in the federal airspace. That's why.
I still think the company that you pay to take you from point A to point B should be in charge of the security.
I'm not going to
That's
argue
it.
what facts are, bro. Like, if you have
Well, no,
if you
that's-
feel
I'm
a
not
certain way
arguing
about it, that's great.
I'm
but
not arguing with the facts either. But if I pay Delta to take me to Chicago, Delta should be responsible for the airspace they occupy.
Okay. I heard what you said. Don't know what this is gonna accomplish, but I heard.
Oh no, I heard what you said. We'll just stick our hands out like this and just
Whatever that is.
we're just shaking hands over here just through the internet.
All shaking hands too.
Paul, are you done shaking that thing?
Oh yeah, the whole time I was listening to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Just
you were listening.
well, I
you
wanted
were
to
listening
still feel
to-
like I was a part of the show. I just had to do some business.
You just had to go.
What are you gonna do?
Well, you have an open container right there.
Fill that glass back up like Waterworld.
Exactly. I mean, don't drink
Ew.
it again, but
No, that's not the. I had to go number 2, man.
and
Yeah, I called it. Yeah,
one guy, one cup.
yeah.
Ew! No! No! Not at all.
Ryan, you can play some not copyrighted.
Hold on. I deserve a screenshot for that one. That's all the one. That's it. One guy.
Oh, I
one
haven't
cup.
listened-
YouTube hits aplenty.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it'll get 1,000 hits.
Hey, whatever gets this channel popping, that's I haven't listened to it yet, but Eric July released a mixtape that is he said it's all public domain. So I was thinking he's a multiple genre musician, but he also does like comic and movie reviews. On top of he is a avid hater of the government.
Nice.
But he comes from a D1 athlete fitness background.
What?
So I think he played football.
And what's his name?
Eric July.
Eric July. I'm gonna have to look him up.
And he is backwards music. But I want to listen to that mixtape at some point and see if there's. I'll run it by you, old DJ Swirl. See if there's anything on there that we could use for fill time when we're on our screens that aren't, noise. Maybe that will help break up the monotony and we can keep some folks.
So shit break music?
So I don't know. I haven't heard it.
No, I'm just talking about like when Paul goes and takes a dump, we play music. Like,
No, I was talking about like for like our intro screen.
yeah. No, I'm
Into our outro.
I'm yanking your chain, sir. I know what you're talking about.
Please don't yank my chain. They're very tight.
That reminds me of the league with the Giamattis, just swinging it. Oh, that show's great.
The Giamattis.
Yeah, Giamattis or Giamattis, the brother and sister from high school. The one that Pete wanted to hate fuck.
Remember,
The sister-
he just watched all of Amazon Prime, all of Netflix, and all of Hulu, HBO Max.
No.
What
I just started on Hulu. That's why
Oh.
I'm on season 4 of the league.
That is why he's a quick draw McGraw with all of these references that we have no recollection of unless we see it and stumble across it. Yes. Thank you, Paul. No memory loss.
Did you,
Because he is
Mhm.
binging.
It's just fresh on the mind. Did you get involved? Did you start watching All the Challenge yet?
No. No, it's funny that you bring that up, though, because I thought of you the other day when I was in physical therapy because MTV was on. I was like, oh, shit, this is the channel that Jake was telling me that show's on. They're playing Mean Girls.
Oh, they're actually playing something other than ridiculousness for a little bit.
Yeah.
Bro, how much money is Rob Deerdeck
Bro.
making right now?
Dude,
Bro.
I don't,
How do you take over? How do you syndicate an entire channel?
dude, like he has to own MTV. He has to.
And like not just that, but it's music television. He is the most prevalent thing on a show that is supposed to be a channel that is dedicated allegedly at one point in time to music. And it's
I just pulled
amazing.
up their schedule right now. Starting at 8:30, ridiculousness. 9, ridiculousness. 9:30, ridiculousness. 10, ridiculousness. 10:30, ridiculousness. 11, ridiculousness.
Well,
So
I know.
what-
That's all I watched in the hospital.
Oh, and then from midnight till 3 a.m., it's Jersey Shore Family Vacation. And then from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., ridiculousness. This guy.
What happened to MTV? Does he have some dirt on them? Like, are they indebted to him for some?
Somehow.
Who owns MTV? Is it Viacom still?
I think so. Yeah, because
Do you guys remember like the 90s, like watching actual music videos from Nirvana, Pearl Jam, fucking
Nirvana, bro. When my older brother would go to elementary school, I was 3 years younger, so I would have to sit home and wait for him to come home, and I would watch MTV all day long. So music videos,
So-
all of that stuff, remote control. Like, I'm old as fuck. I'm aware. Yes, So I remember MTV in its heyday, and then what it became is yikes.
Yeah, when I was in
Like,
high
for
school,
example-
MTV. Go on.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, so when I was in high school, MTV had already switched to a mostly like
TRL, all that.
it was more of a reality show based network. Like Jersey Shore was a huge hit for them, so that was on all the fucking time. But I would get up and
when that came out.
I'd get up and then I'd watch VH1 too, because that was when they'd have the rock videos and like the metal videos.
VH1
Yep.
also.
Yeah, and also VH1.
God, I remember when Jersey Shore came out. The fact that you're in high school and that, Jesus, I feel old. I remember when Like a Virgin came out on MTV, dude, with Madonna. Like, that's how old I am.
Hang on.
Jersey Shore sounds like it came out in like 2003.
Jersey Shore came out December 3rd, 2009. So that's my bad. So I graduated in 2006.
God damn.
Okay.
That's it? Just 10 years ago?
Looking that way.
Roughly?
You mean just 10 years ago? Just 10 years ago, I was 28.
Yeah, I was 20. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was
Just-
a whole different person at that time. That's for damn
Just
sure.
just 10 years ago, I was 22. Oh man, I'm glad that animal's dead. Good God. Man, if I was living like that right now, oh my God.
Oh, you'd be dead.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't be
'Cause-
around.
See, I turned 21 in 2009. And then got out of the Marine Corps in May 2010. So by the time I was 22, I was just all the time in Tempe. Just getting it. Just getting it.
Yeah, me and Donovan drove through Tempe today, and we were just talking about like just back in the day. Like, oh my God, the shit that I did back then, man.
I kind of want to do an old man tour. You know,
That'd be cool.
just one night, get the boys together and be like, let's go see how old we really are. Let's go to Mill.
Well, that's what Donovan was like. I was looking at condos right around the corner. You know, you're walking distance to Mill. I'm like, I am way too old for that shit, dude. I don't want to be going to a nightclub. I don't want to be hearing the loud music. Fuck that. I'd rather be chilling at my home, hanging out in my sweatpants, watching TV, and I'm good to go.
Yes, I already can't hear as it is. That'll be so much fun. I took Marley to a doctor's appointment today, and it came into it was time for her to eat, and so she was screaming in the little doctor's office room,
Nice.
and just that alone, I was like, no, I'm officially at the I can admit that I'm too old stage. You know, if it's too loud, you're too old. That's me. We were
Like, I remember looking forward to going to School of Rock. Like, it was like, oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be a good time. Now, fuck that.
man, do you remember when it was Cherry?
Oh.
The Cherry Lounge?
I got in a fight
Right.
there.
Who didn't? Who
Yeah,
didn't?
true.
I frequented Cherry Lounge.
Well, Paul and I aren't exactly the right complexion to fully enjoy Cherry Lounge. at that point in
What?
time. Yeah, when that club was definitely not a club for folks like me, because I wore my, you know, my polo shirts and my nice khaki shorts when we, with my hair gelled up and hey.
Not because
And
you.
I'm
Not
rolling in
because
with
you.
the mohawk, gauges, snake bite,
Yeah.
lip piercings, all kinds of shit.
That particular scene rejected me with prejudice.
Well, you weren't like going to like dance or get into the scene anyway. So like, I don't think it's a matter of being rejected so much as it's not your cup of tea.
Well, I don't have any problem with it though. That's I was more of like,
You definitely made it a point to point out that it's a black club without saying that. But like,
okay,
you walk 300 yards west of that, and then you go to the country bar, and it's the exact opposite, right? And
that
so
was before the country bar existed.
so whatever prejudice you would speak of, it just depends on where you're at. If you try to go to that space, but I mean, I wouldn't invite I wouldn't invite either of you to come to Cherry because I don't think that's a time that would be fun for you. Not because you're white men. Like, I get it, but okay. Because the bars
Okay,
that I used to go to in Indiana, we had to walk through the country section to go to the hip hop section. So you walk through cowboys and cowgirls and Mechanical Bull and hay bales for seats, and then you go and like an arm wrestling setup, and then you walk in other doors, and then nothing but bass. So yeah,
so
it was
was
that was a
was that like
combined space.
was that Grams? Did you have a Grams out there?
Are you talking about Graham Central Station?
Uh huh.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
it was similar to
Des
that.
told me about that place.
Yeah, so it was a collage of different, different tastes all in one place, which is always problematic because you're gonna get people who feel the way you do on both ends, and then when they get drunk, things happen. So you're not alone in your feeling, man. There's a lot of people that I would be with that would see you and be like, "What is he doing here?" So you're right. There is prejudice there, but that's not a reason to not go. You just don't go because that's not your cup of tea.
Well, my whole thing was, especially when I was partying, is I always had a fuck it. I want to see what this is, and I want to know what the experience is.
But you want to feel comfortable, and it's not like at the door. It's not inviting. It's not.
Well,
It's about money, and so if you're not part of that scene, then they're not really focused on you because you're a tourist, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So
no, yeah, I can see that, but whenever like I said, I went a couple times, and it was never. It was just like let's. I always wanted to go and just like see and do something different from time to time.
I got you.
You know,
That's not
but
really the place to do that.
I sometimes
You are in the belly of the beast, sir.
sometimes you had to punch young Jake in the face a couple times for him to be like, oh yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. But that is, like you said with the cat, you wouldn't invite a cat into your space because you know that it's going to potentially harm you. You're not going to go into that space with a wide-eyed and bushy-tailed because people will take advantage of that. That's not a safe space, bro. It's a club. It's 21 plus. There's people trying to get on something every night. You're bartenders. You know what it is. So like that's the atmosphere. It's not a kumbaya. Give me your hand. Let's welcome you into this new arena. This is you know what we're here for.
That's how it was with Scottsdale back in the early 2000s.
I never felt good in Scottsdale. I never felt great in Scottsdale.
Neither did I.
It was always weird. So it was always a bunch of people pretending to be something they weren't.
It's a class
Mhm.
thing. See, that's the
And
difference
then
when it comes to us and a Cherry versus a country bar. It's on the same income level. But then when you go to Scottsdale, it's a class issue, right? But they're still playing country music. They're still appropriating the same music. They just come from a wealthier background and they have less obligations or prior or responsibilities because they're a lot of trust fund babies, and so they get to wild
Shot
out like that.
Yeah.
And just like we were talking about in the generation growing up with fucking Jersey Shore and reality TV, they're going to act that out in the club. That's what you get.
Shotgun Betty's was my favorite bar in Scottsdale, though,
That was a cool bar.
because the music they played was old metal
Yep.
and like rock and roll. And that was my fucking scene, man. I love that bar. It has
What was
since
the
been
other bar
deceased.
that was on the corner that had 2 levels and had live music that would play there? We would go there on industry night.
On Scottsdale?
Yeah, it started with a C. It was like right there on the very corner across the street. There's a restaurant. I just remember it being 2 levels and they every Saturday or Sunday they would have a live house 80s metal band. Me and Donovan were talking about it today, and I cannot remember the name of that bar. That was one.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about Martini Ranch?
Thank you.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was the club that my former roommate killed that bouncer outside of.
Awesome.
Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
And it stayed open after that?
Kinda. They rebranded. But so that was a whole ordeal in and of itself, man. But because apparently that guy had just signed a contract to be on the practice squad for the Colts, and he was just back in town doing some side work and hanging out with his kid and family before camp started. That shit was not cool.
Damn.
But that was like, so there was a search warrant. They came and showed the search warrant to the front desk, be like, we have to go to this apartment. And then my boy Taylor was there, and he was like, listen, let me call. I know Jake's up there asleep. Let me call him. So Taylor is like blowing my phone up. He's like, I need you to step outside real quick. So I just like throw my jeans on real quick, and I put, Cleo on a leash because I was walking downstairs to go pee. And the whole Scottsdale SWAT team's up there. They got their fucking rifles up at me. I'm like, oh, good afternoon.
Excessive much?
Well, so it was.
So was that a no-knock?
This guy's background. No, this guy's background, he's a Marine. And so they didn't know. They knew that he lived with Marines too. So they didn't know what kind of weaponry was in the house and what their feelings were towards everything and all that.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. So they showed up thinking that they were about to walk into a brawl. And it's just, me and my basset hound, like, oh, well, hey, come on in.
No wonder you're not too keen on the ATF.
No, definitely not. That was.
But when murder is involved.
What's that?
I said, but when murder is involved.
Well, and at that level of shit they brought, due to the basis of who the suspect was, who the roommates were, what we were known for, I kind of understand why SWAT rolled up. But it was still a oops, I crapped my pants moment.
I'm still on the taxpayer's dime.
Yeah, I hadn't had a rifle pointed at me in a good while, so woo, wee.
I was there when Bryce's door got kicked down.
Dude, we were worried as fuck that something bad was going to happen. They came in with the whole house to get fucking him and Randy.
Oh yeah, I was right there on the couch when they came in, dude. That was fun.
Was that was Sierra living there yet?
No,
So it was just Bryce and Randy?
yep. Yeah, I just remember them cleaning out that closet, dude.
Jacking all the cami netting and
All the shit they had, dude. It's so much shit.
well, so you know the saying, right? The Marine Corps saying. So there's no thieves in the Marine Corps. There's
Okay.
Marines don't steal.
What do they do?
We're just getting our shit back. or it's the gear adrift is a gift. So if you don't have your stuff secured, locked away on you, you just leave it out and walk away. You obviously didn't want this. So it's free. So that's how a lot of Marines end up with a lot of cool things that they found. They just found it.
I still don't know how Bryce and Randy got home with all that shit.
Like how they got home.
Yeah, like how they got home with all that shit.
Bryce had this big orange truck.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, but I would have thought it would have like passed through inspections or something.
Fuck no. As long as once you roll through when you roll up to the gate, all you really do is you show that dude your fucking here's my DD-214. He looks at all that pile of shit you have in the truck and he goes, "Oh, that's just all his shit from his barracks room. Thanks for your time. Have a good day."
Oh shit. So you can smuggle whatever you want.
No.
Touche.
I mean, this was many moons ago though. So we'll see how. I have no idea what things are now.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. That was back when I was shaving the stars in the side of my head. Yeah.
I remember those. I remember those days.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck. I ended up hooking up with one of the hairstylists.
Yeah, you have a thing for crazy. That's
I do. I don't know why. I definitely do.
because they're more fun until they get crazy, and then you got to run.
Yeah. True. True. What time is it?
It is 9.
Oh shit. Doesn't even feel like that. Time passed that
No,
fast.
You've just been riffing.
Yeah, this was a good episode.
I've enjoyed it. What do you think? What do you think, Ryan?
Sorry, I'm sleeping. JK.
No, that's cool. I need to go and make sure kids are asleep. I'm actually surprised that I didn't have someone shaking on the baby gate screaming at me.
This has been the
And I gotta go take my medication.
This has been the most easy to listen to episode because it has not featured screaming babies. That is correct.
Yeah, and Ruth taking my headphones and hat off and putting them on and hello.
So until next time, let's enjoy this.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you guys hear that?
Silence.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
My name is Paul Rowe.
And Paul, hey, stay on. I'll tell you what happened with
Okay.
the whole Bryce and Randy thing. DJ Swirl, what's your sign off?
Warhorse.
Here's Warhorse. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.